I've got a couple of wonderful memories from the Sydney Olympics. The first is my dad was a volunteer. He volunteered as a driver, and his job was to drive around one of the teams across Sydney to the events, to their events, to other events. And I'd ring him and talk to him, and he was just so enamoured with the Olympics and so enamoured with what he did. And everywhere he went, he collected these little pins, and I have them. My dad still talks really fondly about the Olympics, and I love that. And my other memory is about me. I got the opportunity to go to the closing ceremony of the Special Olympics, which is held just after the mainstream or the Sydney Olympics, and the skill set that I saw there on that day as people handstanded into the stadium and showcased their skills was something I would never forget. There was this vibe in the air, people were cheering, there were people from all the nations around the world celebrating skill, celebrating diversity and celebrating inclusion. And it made me smile, and it still makes me smile. So they're my memories from the Olympics in Sydney.
Yeah, similarly, except I haven't got anyone directly involved in it, but Sydney was a very special time. And I just remember the camaraderie and the whole of the nation pulling together. Being an absolute football fanatic, I made sure I went to a number of the football matches. And even the games that you weren't expecting to get large crowds there was just this massive feeling of a celebration, of people coming together and just walking around the streets of the rocks and seeing big screens up everywhere and people gathered in front of it and watching the beach volleyball and watching sports that you don't normally get involved in on a day-to-day basis. And suddenly, you become an expert in synchronised swimming and weightlifting and things that I know nothing about except 4 years apart. So I just really remember just getting so engaged and so involved in that, and the celebration of everybody coming together in our own backyard for this massive event. So it was a really special time.
It's interesting you say that, because the other thing that was a highlight for me was bringing together the generations of the families. So I had my mother-in-law with me and my daughter, and she was about 5 at the time, and bringing them together excited about one thing was also really beautiful. So I think the Olympics is about diversity, it's about inclusion, it's about excitement, and it's about celebrating everybody's unique skills, assets and abilities, and cheering on your team.
I think the other thing with the Sydney one that really stands out for me is, and which resonates for us at Warrigal, is the volunteers. Like everywhere you walked around, there were those tracksuits that stood out, with those colours, and you still see people today wearing those tracksuit tops around and, carrying the torches. So just that sense of involvement from the community and the volunteers that got so involved that it wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked as effectively. I remember going into the events and having the volunteers, so many of them, telling you, sit here, go there. It was just such a great sense of everyone coming together.
Yeah, my dad's still got his tracksuit.
There you go.
Yeah. And when you think of over 400 volunteers here in Warrigal, I think it's a similar story here, isn't it? That we just wouldn't be who we are or what we do without our amazing volunteers. Shiva Gopalan is the General Manager of Allied Health and Lifestyles here at Warrigal. He's also the Australian National President of JCI International. And here between Craig and I is a baton from the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, from the 100-metre relay, women's relay. And it is there as like a baton passing from one Australian president to the other to assist in building the character and leadership of younger people. And I'm sure that's what happens at Olympics as well. And the beauty of what we have in Australia today and what continues to grow is the diversity of our people. And you only need to look around in our communities and look around at our staff to see that rich tapestry of people that we have working with us or living with us. And the Olympics today that will be held over in Paris is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate that here and bring those international connections back.
Yeah, that's correct. And you'll see following us, there'll be a number of messages from around the world, from various representatives from JCI across the world. And what that does is demonstrates the diversity in their organisation as well as Warrigal. So we have so many different nationalities of residents that reside with us. And part of our role as an organisation is to celebrate those cultures and celebrate that diversity. And the Olympics is a great way to do that. It's a great way to bring people together, to have competitions, friendly competitions, a bit of banter between our homes, the residents, the staff. So we'll celebrate the diversity of residents as well as staff. So a lot of the things we'll be doing in terms of trivia, in terms of competitions, in terms of weightlifting with pool noodles, and just getting people together to celebrate Olympic events in a way that helps the physical activities of our residents. So it's a great way to bring people together, but also to celebrate and assist with their lifestyle.
Fabulous. So during the Olympics, it'd be wonderful to talk about what your memories are of the Olympics, whether it was Sydney 2000 or the other Olympics that have happened. And I look forward to seeing you as you undertake the activities over that period of time. So have fun and enjoy the messages that will follow.